Hello, my name is Samantha Pinsari. I am a volunteer organizer for the Utah Needs Clean Energy. Today in Paint a Climate Issue, we are talking about an air pollution that is threatening our national parks and surrounding communities, known as regional haze. Today, I will be painting this paint by number of our delicate arch that is created by local artist Carol Nielsen, which you can download with the link in the description. So let's get into it. Alright, so I'm going to start off this art piece with the sky portion. I will be using different shades of blue as well as white to illustrate the wind in the sky. And while I do this, I want to go over a bit of Utah National Park background and then lead into what is threatening these parks. So Utah is home to what is known as the Mighty Five National Parks. These include Bryce, Zion, Arches, Canyonlands, and Capitol Reef National Parks. Utahns across the state are extremely proud that these national parks reside here and definitely take advantage of recreating and generally spending time in these parks. We actually chose this art piece because of the Arch's iconic delicate arch that you've probably seen at one point in your life. But with the great privilege of being home to these parks come the responsibility of keeping these national parks clean for everyone to continue to enjoy and just general protection of the environment. That's why it's important for the Environmental Protection Agency to clean up dirty coal plants that cloud the views and harm communities, but I'll dive deep into that in just a bit. So now that you have the background of these national parks in Utah, let's talk about what is threatening them. Two of the largest national park polluters in the entire country are in Utah. These plants are the Hunter and Huntington coal plants that are currently polluting without consequence. The Hunter and Huntington plant ranks 2nd and 18th, respectively, as the worst sources of haze pollution in the entire country. The two sources alone emitted more than 35 million pounds of uncontrolled nitrogen oxide just last year, contributing to increased smog in parks, exacerbating the climate crisis, and increasing respiratory health issues. But despite air pollution remaining one of our most consequential climate issues, Utah has continued to fail to submit federally compliant plans that hold these polluters accountable. Before I go more into this, I'm going to start working on my way down on this painting with more dark blues and adding pops of orange. I just love how these colors contrast. This is my favorite part. Okay, back to Utah failing to submit a federally compliant plan to hold polluters accountable. I will try to break this down so it's a bit easier to understand, but essentially Utah has a chance to submit its own plan that outlines what they are going to do to meet federal compliance with the Environmental Protection Agency, or better known as the EPA. Now, the EPA is an important player here. They get the final say and either approve this plan or reject it once it is submitted. Here's where things get interesting. Utah recently submitted a plan, but before it was even submitted, there were major red flags. The Environmental Protection Agency actually sent a letter to the Utah Department of Air Quality, the folks that write the plan, in May, stating that the EPA has concerns that the Utah's choice of control measures during this planning period does not equate to actual reductions in emissions. So right off the bat, it does not look so good for what Utah was drafting, but even with this warning and comment from the EPA, Utah's Air Quality Board voted to advance this deeply flawed plan that allows these two plants to continue to cause harm. Crazy, right? Meanwhile, Utahns have been clear in their calls for stronger pollution controls, turning out to share comments in public hearings and participating in public comment periods in support of taking action. More than 650 public comments were sent to the Utah Department of Air Quality to urge greater protections for Utah parks. Commenters included the Grand County Council and the Moab City Council, both cities that house some of these national parks, the National Park Service superintendents, local environmental advocates, and hundreds of Utah residents. Now that we are up to speed with these parks and the plan submitted by Utah, I will start working on the arch and let you know what the next steps are. So remember, Utah has gone ahead and submitted its plan on how they are going to take action. Now it's up to the EPA to use its authority under what is known as the Clean Air Act to lock in dates to retire these plants and require big polluters like Hunter and Huntington to reduce emissions. Reducing their emissions would not only restore air quality, clearing the views of these iconic parks, but also improve public health. And that is where we are today. The plan has been submitted, and we just have to see what ruling the EPA will take. Okay, so here's the final piece. I love these colors and honestly love how relaxing paint by numbers is. Again, if you want to paint this or other national parks, check out the description for a PDF version. I also included helpful links if you are going to dive into this issue more. If you are interested in this issue and want to receive updates on how to take action, you can fill out this form below, where we will update you on opportunities to submit comments or general action items. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe for more similar content. See ya!